Evaluate the expression and answer it in rectangular form. Ugh. Okay, so I can't add these together at all. And if I decide to do this exponent here, I'll have to do a FOIL. So I think I'm going to convert this to rectangular form right away. So I can combine these two, and then I'll have to do a FOIL. That's just gross because, yeah, if I do it now, I'm going to get like exponentials times exponentials, and I'll have like someone add them, and I'll have a whole bunch more to do to convert to rectangular form. Yeah, if I do a FOIL, I'm going to have this thing multiplied by this thing, and then I'm going to have this multiplied by itself, this multiplied by itself, and then also, yeah, and then the multiply together. Yeah, so that's going to give me like three of them to have to figure out rectangular form, whereas right now I only have two. I'm going to do it like that. Okay, so let's figure them out right now. So 2e to the 0.3i. Let's just do that one real quick. So let's draw a little grid here. So we got real and we got imaginary and we got 0.3. Where's 0.3? Well, I know this is 1.5. This is 3, 1.5, so 0.3. It's like this down here somewhere. Okay, so 0.3, and the distance is 2. And what we want to figure out is we want to figure out our x and we want to figure out our y. Okay, so we're going to go x is equal to 2 cosine of 0.3, and y is equal to 2 sine of 0.3. Okay, and then our next one is going to be, I'm going to worry about the negative sign later, so it's going to be e to the 0.2i, and then we're going to go right there, we'll do another triangle here, and we'll do r and I, and then our distance is 0.2, so just a little smaller than the other one, so 0.2, and r is 1, and because there's a 1 right there, we can draw it down, there's a 1 right there, and then we want to figure out the x and the y, so x is equal to just cosine of 0.2, and y is equal to sine of 0.2. Okay, so we got 2 cosine 0.3 equals 1.91. 2 sine 0.3, 0.59. Cosine 0.2 equals 0.98, and sine 0.2, 0.1, 98. I have to keep on going because I forget to round it up. It's probably going to be 0.20. 0.20, that's what it's going to be. Okay, so let's do this thing right here so I can convert these guys. So now that I know my components, I can convert these polar forms into rectangular form by saying 1.91 plus, or are they all plus? I make sure of that, yes. They're both plus angles, so they're all pluses. Perfect. Plus 0.59i. Okay, so those things are equivalent. Now this guy here is going to be 0.98 plus 0.20i. Okay, because they're all positive. Perfect, good to go. Now we can add these things together. So let's call this thing z. So then z is equal to bracket open. This thing, which is this guy, so 1.91 plus 0.59i minus, bracket open again, this guy right here, 0.98 plus 0.20i, bracket closed, bracket closed. Okay, and we have to square that. Oh boy, I need some room here. So we're going to carry over here. So this guy is going to be, at the end of the day, it's going to be 1.91 minus 0.98. Okay, so that's going to be the real part, 0.93. And then we have the imaginary part, which will be 0.59 minus that 0.2. Minus 0.2. Okay, so that's going to be plus 0.39. And that's going to be I. Okay, and we're going to still square that. Let's just make sure that I'm just kind of in the right ballpark, because remember, this is 2, this is 1, and this one is a negative vector, so it's actually taking this vector plusing the negative side, which is going to be this guy over here. And let's just make sure I'm just kind of in the right. This is, remember, smaller, so it should be about like positive 1. Yeah, there it is, perfect. And then the y should actually be almost 0, because this is a little higher, this is a little lower. No, it's going to be still positive. But yeah, okay. No, that seems about right. Okay, cool. So that's good. And now we're going to square that thing. So we're going to FOIL it. So we're going to take the first times first, right? First, fiat first. So it's going to be 0.93 So 0.93 squared is equal to that number, 0.86, okay, plus this times 2, right? Because there's going to be two of them. So this times this, so the outer and then the inner, which will be the exact same thing. So 0.93 times 0.39 times 2, okay? And that's going to be with all i's. So plus 0.73 I. And then this guy times this guy, which will be 0.39 squared. And then we're going to have, I'm just going to write it down as is, so 0.015, and then it's going to be times I squared. Okay, and I know that's going to be -1. So it's going to be really this thing minus that. And that's what the answer is going to be. We're done, right? Because it's going to be -1. So I'll write it down one more time. 0.86 plus 0.73I, and then it's going to be minus 0.15. Because this is -1, so -1 times 0.5 is negative 0.15, and negative can be, there it is right there. You can be plus and negative is just a subtraction. So that's that, and we're good to go. So I can write down our final answer. Z is going to be equal to 0.86 minus answer, yes, is going to be 0.71 plus 0.73I. That was a doozy.